Hi guys! So today I realized on a Facebook memory thing that 1 year ago today, whenever I was in treatment, it was a very, um, not pleasant day. Like, I was struggling with breakfast and the snacks and everything like that. I was still on 18-hour observation, which is where like people watch you do everything, and that's why you could only shower in the morning before breakfast. And even 18-hour observation included, like, you couldn't close the bathroom door. You would have a DC standing outside listening, and if you were in there longer than like 5 minutes, they would ask if you're okay and peek their head in. It wasn't fun, especially whenever you're like still having problems with your bowels and then you're like constipated. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, hey, are you okay? Yeah. A few minutes later, hey, are you still okay in there? Yeah. Like, yeah. Um, anyway, um, on this day last year, after I struggled throughout the day, I got a phone call from my mom between afternoon snack and before dinner time. So, like 4 o'clock ish or 5 o'clock ish. And I was standing outside on the balcony, which I had to be observed there too, but they let me close the door since, like, the balcony was just like all windows, so they could see me. As long as I stayed in their sight, it was fine. But I was standing on the balcony talking to my mom, and then she told me that an old cat that we had died, and that like killed me, and I was ugly crying. And um I dropped my phone and I just cried really hard and hyperventilated because like I was crying so hard. And then I picked up the phone again, and then she said the name of my little baby tiger. He wasn't really a baby, but he was like 8 years old. But he was like my cat, like my cat as I was growing up, and like he was mine. And she told me that when she took our dog for a walk, that she found his body and he was dead. They don't know what happened to him, and um that made me cry again really hard. And then I was asked by my mom where she wanted him buried at, and I told her that I wanted him buried next to my room since it's on the end of the house. So she buried him there and put a thing of plastic flowers there, so we can remember where he's at. After I got done crying and like just having like the sad freak out, I went inside for dinner time, and I remember I ate all of the food that night, and we had a thick slab of meat. I don't really remember what it was called. I think it was a steak of some sort, but I didn't really even like the flavor. But I finished the meals, and I finished my fluid and all that stuff, and it was before time as well. So I got up after everybody left the dining room, because you know there's like 15 other residents in a small room. So everyone got up and left, and then I got up and left after I talked to a DC as well, telling her about what me and my mom had talked about. And as I was walking, I didn't even like feel it, but like I started vomiting. Like it just came up in my throat, and then I was like, I gotta run to the sink or something, because, you know, the bathroom wasn't unlocked for me to use. And let me tell you, I hate vomiting, and I do not vomit unless, like, I'm sick. So, there's that. But, these people, they were trying to convince me that I was going into the purge type of anorexia. I mean, I think whenever your body is so stressed out and so emotional, and then whenever you're very uncomfortably full, and all that is combined, I don't see how anyone couldn't vomit. Like, yeah. So in a family session over the phone, my therapist up there, which I hated with a passion, he made me tell my parents that I vomited. And then my mom said she also vomited on that day because she was so upset. And then he was asking me how I felt about hearing that. And I said, well, it sounds like a normal reaction. I mean, 2 of our cats just died, and they were good cats, and we loved them, and they were awesome and beautiful, and then they died. And I felt so bad whenever my mom told me that they died, because I was like, I'm at treatment. I'm like 2 hours away from my house, and I can't even see my cat. I can't be there when he gets buried. Like, that just, it made me feel so bad, and it still makes me feel so bad. Because, like, I missed the last 2 weeks of my baby's life. And that just like still tears me apart. Yeah. So that was that day. But after I vomited, I went downstairs to get away, and the DCs came down. Well, I think only 2 of the 4 came down, and they were telling me that since I vomited, I had to supplement, which meant drink a whole glass and a half of Ensure to make up for what I missed in that meal. And I was like, no. So I got a non-compliance, and that was the end of that. I went to the art room as well, because my roommate Laura was in there, and we painted, and I used my watercolors that I brought on the paper that I brought, and I just like slung watercolor paint all over the paper, and I was just like trying to express my emotion through the artwork, and I was just like so angry and so sad. And after I was done, I looked at it and I realized that it kind of looked like vomit, only not like normal colors. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me and I'll make a video about it. And I will see you guys some other time. Have a great day. Have a great life until the next time we meet. And you are awesome. And you deserve to be happy. And so do I. Goodbye, guys.